reflections on last night? Slept better after that?
Didn't get much sleep actually. Don't sleep well after night matches. A lot of positives to take from it. Again, you know, we look very solid defensively. I thought we controlled a lot of the game, played a lot of the game in their half. We're going into the second leg with a slight advantage and a clean sheet. No away goals against us, so really pleased with the players in terms of the results. Of course, as a manager, you want as big as advantage as you can get. So we were looking for more goals last night. But to be fair to Ufa, you know, they were quite organised. You know, they hung in there, and we just never got the breaks that we needed. I thought we could have had maybe certainly one penalty, maybe two. Certainly the penalty on Candace is a penalty. So, you know, on another night we could have a bigger advantage, and I could be sitting here really, really happy. But I'm satisfied, and you know, we go into next week with confidence. We've proved that we can go and be a really organised team on the road in Europe, and the lads have to go and deliver a big performance for us.
Two-legged ties can be funny affairs. A 1-0 lead to go away, something like that. All the experience you've had as a player over the years, as a manager, how do you set up your mentality to go away and defend a lead like that then?
Well, I think if you look at their tactics last night, they were very happy to play with 5 across the back and 3 that don't really move in front of that, and they came here to keep the score down or try and you know, maybe get a goal on the counter-attack or through a set piece. They had a couple of moments within the game, but I'd be very surprised if they do the same thing next week, you know, being at home. I think they'll be reasonably satisfied with the result and the scoreline because they're still well within the game. So I expect them to be a different team at home and more adventurous. I think they'll probably play a similar formation, but the wing backs will be more adventurous, and the forward players will probably get some more support from midfield. So that for us is a big help, in our opinion, because that gives us areas that we can maybe exploit when they do take gambles.
In 10 games you've taken charge here, 5 clean sheets, and I remember speaking to you in Malaga at the start of the year, at the start of June, and you said that one of the biggest focuses was to sort the defence out. I think Rangers conceded 60 goals last season. How pleased are you with how quickly that has come together? Very pleased
with my staff and the work they've put into the team and the information they've given. We've put the hours in on the training pitch throughout pre-season, and in the limited time in between games we've drilled the players, whether it be in the dressing room, in the meeting room, or out on the pitch. You know, straight away this morning after last night's game we're drilling them again. There's not much time, but I'm absolutely delighted with my staff. But the players have took it on board, and they've gone and carried it out, and they've put in the performances where they deserve the majority of the credit. There's a lot of
talk about the art of defending has been lost in recent years. We see so many goals were scored at the World Cup from set pieces as well. Do you feel that maybe sometimes the basic concepts of defending are forgotten?
Yeah, of course. It was certainly, that's what we wanted to speak and address to the players very quickly when we came in. You know, looking in from afar, before we came in, it seemed as if certain teams were getting a lot of joy against Rangers, you know, from set pieces, in open play, teams that were physical, who peppered the box with direct play. We're getting a lot of joy against Rangers. So it was a very important area that we came in and we are trying to address. Now, we will continue to try and improve and get better in that area, but it's a vital part of the game. You have to defend your goal, you have to defend your box, and that's that comes in different ways, whether it be direct play, whether it be combination play. The thing with the SPL and in Europe, teams come with different styles and they try and score against you in different ways, but credit to my players, whatever's been through at them so far, they've handled it very well.
Do you still feel that you need another centre-back as cover before the end of next week?
Yes.
Yeah.
In terms of, you know, the credit that's been given to your team so far, a lot has been focused on Alexander and Connor and Nico at the back, but I suppose you'll be happy with the sort of 1 to 11 that's formed as a defensive unit.
I think it's more than 11. as you can see quite clearly, I've been tweaking and changing the team from game to game, and every single person that's come in has been ready. Boner and John Flanagan and Tav deserve a lot of credit, you know, as well as the three that I've had a lot of praise. You know, Tav's assists as well as his defensive work have been top class. I can't sit here and praise individuals, it'll be too long, because every single person who's been part of my squad, even the young kids that have come in. Glenn come on last night and had an impact for 15 minutes and looked good again. So everyone's at it at the moment, everyone's buying into what we're trying to do, and everyone's game for trying to take this forward and you know, trying to become a good team. I still think we've got a lot of improving to do, a lot of work to do, but everyone's doing everything they can to try and do what they need to do.
I wonder how you assess the performances and, you know, development so far of young Ryan, Kent and Ovi. It looks like they're starting to really sort of get in the mindset of what it is to be a first team footballer club at this size.
I think when I brought them two players in, knowing the characters and them as people, I didn't really expect them to settle so quickly. I thought it might take 2 or 3 months for them to settle into the city. They're both young lads coming away from the families to live alone and come to a huge club with big expectation and big pressure. So they've settled a lot quicker than I thought. I'm absolutely delighted with both of them. I thought last night it was Ovi's strongest performance, over 90 minutes. I thought he controlled the game, he ran it. He looked great on the eye, he done a lot of nice stuff that people would have liked. But for me, he also done the stuff that I like from a midfielder. He competed well, he regained the ball, he ran hard, he pressed hard. And I think that was coming in his previous 2 performances. So Ovi's in a fantastic place, and I think him and the fans can grow together and there can be a relationship there, because he'll entertain them, but he's also an honest kid as well. So I'm really pleased for him. I think this is a great club for him to come and develop and grow and improve. Kenty's settled really quick. He's doing both sides of the game really well for us. He's defending well. Tactically, he's very clever, which people mightn't realise. And he also gives us an unbelievable threat with his pace, with his skill. And I think when things start dropping for him a little bit more, I think he'll continue to grow. I think he's had a little bit of luck hasn't gone his way in terms of maybe getting a goal or doing something a little bit magic, but I think it's really close.
Have you had much feedback, or have you had to give much feedback to the guys at Liverpool about their development so far? How have they
we're in touch with Liverpool all the time on the players and anyone we loan in here. We've got Roma in this morning to speak about Sadiq, and we make that promise and that guarantee to teams. If we're loaning their players, we treat them like they're our own, but at the same time we understand and respect other clubs, and you know, we first and foremost take the individual and try and help them grow and develop, but at the same time we want to give them an experience here, and we want to look after them really well. And the first thing we can do is give the clubs feedback on how they're doing on a daily basis.
You spoke about playing in the SPL, having to cope with different styles. The style you're going to face on Sunday is probably going to be quite in your face. You know, Motherwell are not a team that sort of shies away from that physical aspect. I suppose you'll be confident that this version of Rangers that you've created is enough, will have enough about them to sort of stand up to that next time.
We have got enough to stand up to any team. You want to come and or play against us and try anything really. I think my players have stood up to every challenge that's been thrown at them so far and handled it very well. I think, yeah, Motherwell will, you know, be in our face and do what they need to do, but they're a good team as well. They've got good players, a good manager. They do try and play at the right times as well. I went to watch Motherwell a few weeks back and really like some of the play around the box. They do, you know, they play 2 up top, and they've got a good relationship and understanding on what you can do to open defences up. So we know what to expect from Motherwell. They're at home. We're on the back of a European game, so we know they're going to come at us from the off, but I've got confidence that my players can handle it. It's a tough game for us, but it's a game that, you know, we want to go and you know, give a good account of ourselves again and try and keep this run going. But for us, we're going for maximum points.
Did you make the comments from the Motherwell manager, Motherwell captain?
Is that what you were going to say?
Yeah, same thing, exactly what I thought.
Which you quickly retracted.
We accept the apology. I've spoke to Steve this morning. The kid's been naive. He's got it badly wrong. But to be fair, he's been sharp to retract the comments and issue an apology. And Steve's been on this morning. We've had a conversation, and I think it's important now that we focus on the football. There's a good game. There's an exciting game for both sets of teams to play, and I think we need to put that to bed. We accept the apology, we forgive, and we move on.
I suppose there was a sense though that Rangers last season were soft, that they could be ruffled up. I suppose you're suggesting that this time
if teams want to come and try and rough us up and bully us, we're game. We're up for it. Bring it on. It's fine. It's no problem. We can't control other teams' tactics and their game plan. If that's the style, then we embrace it and we deal with it. I think all we ask is that the referee gives us the protection we need for both teams and for everyone. And there is a difference between being physical and fair and playing in a direct style. We have absolutely no problem with that, but in terms of bullying, I think we just have to be careful that the officials, really protect us as well.
I think you did also say at that point about trying to wind up Morelos or whatnot.
Morelos is fine. He's in a good place. It's not a problem.
As Charles alluded to, you're looking to increase the strength and depth that you have. A very intense week coming up. You don't have the cushion perhaps you would have liked to take away next midweek. Does this, does it make you look at the team that you'll be putting out on Sunday, the team that you'll take to Russia, and the team that you'll want for the weekend following, and actually be forced into a bit of rotation or look to utilise the bench?
Well, I've been utilising the bench and been rotating quite a lot. Not madly or in big numbers, but subtly making 2 or 3 changes within the team. It'll certainly come into me thinking the week and the schedule that we've got in the next 7 days. Of course it will, in terms of team selection. But at the same time, they're all 3 very important games in their own right. So, we'll try and keep energy in our play and try and protect players who need a little bit of a breather. But at the same time, we'll be picking 3 strong teams to try and have a good, positive week.
You've obviously added Kyle Lafferty, but perhaps a surprise to some in the ground last night was the return to the bench of Lee Wallace. Does that mean the issues with the club are resolved now?
They're not resolved because we're still waiting for the final verdict and hearing, but whichever way that goes, whether it's in Lee's favour or the club's favour, we roll on. I've spoke to the board in terms of Lee, and whatever the decision, Lee either has to swallow it or the club has to swallow it, and we move forward. We've got a good player here, a player who cares about the club and wants to continue to play, and for me, I've had the green light that he's available. So we try and get him up to speed in terms of game time and minutes in his legs, and I put him on the bench last night for a reason of just getting him back around the crowd, around the dressing room, just to let him feel it again. He's not ready yet, but hopefully in the coming weeks we can get him up to speed.
Could Lee act as cover as centre half when he's played there at times in the past as part of back three? Is that an option that if you struggle to get something in terms of that?
I think he gives us options in probably 2 or 3 positions depending on what formation we play. We believe he can play left back comfortably, he can play wing back comfortably, but yeah, at a push he can definitely play in a back three in a certain game or at a certain time. So he's an important player for us, and he'll certainly help share the load. If we are to qualify on Thursday, the schedule becomes jam-packed again for a longer time. So the more bodies we can have healthy, the more good players we can have around, the better. And Lee certainly comes into that category.
How pleased was Lee with the court of public opinion, the fans? They gave him a really, really warm reception.
Well, he's been a good servant, and he's been loyal to this club. I think he deserves that. It's obviously a situation that's between Lee and the board, and the quicker it's put to bed, the better it is for Lee, the club and the fans, and we can all move forward together. It's not ideal, but it is what it is, and we all have to deal with it.
Team news, how's Lasana shaping?
I think he'll struggle for the weekend. There's a small chance for the last 2 games before the international break. We'll have to wait and see. No, I think we're fine. A couple of bumps and bruises, but not a major.
Just on the centre back that you're looking for, has there been an inquiry to Forest about Worrell? I know you're not keen to go into speculation.
No, I'm never keen to speak about other clubs' players. I don't think it's respectful. I've been as open as I can with the media in terms of what we're trying to do and areas where we're trying to strengthen. So I won't be mentioning any names. Waddle's a fantastic player. I've followed him for many years with England. Really good player, but you know, I don't think I have to add to any more to that really. But yeah, in terms of a centre back, we are looking.
If you get a centre back in, is that it as far as you're concerned? Are you content with what you've got?
Could well be, yeah. Could well be.